Hello everybody, my name is Assessment.Dubai. Today I'm going to talk about the roles of a manager or incident manager or crisis manager or safety manager or emergency manager, their roles. In this video about the manager video is designed to equip listeners with the broad range of skills that will enable them to develop and implement this knowledge, a broad range of policies and procedures to protect their workplace or their communities. The roles of this management or this managed videos is a strategic and risk assessment will vary greatly from organization to organizations. The level of responsibility, reporting, the lines and personnel and equipment and responsibility will depend much upon the size of your organization. The values and complexity that the organization places upon safety and security within its company and the perceiving threats and the challenges to that complaint, right? So you should put in place the procedures and the policies that will help to protect your business place or your commercial place or that organization, right? At whatever levels the manager or the incident manager or the emergency manager report within such an organization, there will be a core discipline or attribute responsible and the skills that will be needed to discharge the function in a professional and efficient manner. This simply means that the incident manager or the manager in every area or organization is responsibility whenever it detects that there is a problem or if there are going to be a problem, he should immediately report, and in reporting that there should be an emergency teams which every areas they know their responsibility in order way to execute that duty, right? And I'm going to talk further about the responsibility of an incident manager or a manager and their planning, right? Creating a safety or a security plan is normally the responsibility of the manager or the incident manager. In large organization, the role should be ideally be filled at a broad level, and the smaller organization, it should be similarly a senior responsibility without a designation person within that proper authority to coordinate every activities or the incident or the plan. This plan will not work out. So there should be a particular designated staff who should take responsibility in case of there is an emergency, or who should manage the affairs of the day-to-day business. So manager responsibility is more efficient in the company. The manager, this responsibility is a delegated responsibility. Mostly be involved in planning and managing the facility or the community or buildings or facility. There are internal and external safety agreements or security agreements or business agreements. It is also important for a manager consulting over a few areas of development or renovations or a new business or company that is going to open. So it's better for the manager to have the know-how or to be informed of everything that is going in that organization, right? I'm going to talk about the key responsibility of an incident manager or a crisis or risk assessment manager, right? I'm going to talk about 7 points. Point number 1, the key responsibility of the incident or crisis manager or security manager. number one, the production of safety or emergency or security planning based on risk assessment, right? He is there to put strategy in place in case of any risk assessment. Is going to write that one. Then number two, we're talking about ensuring safety and the measures and implementation. Implementation simply means that he is going to execute if there is an occurrence of any incident or something happened in a building, or there is a theft, or there is a hacking of their systems, their technology. So he is going to give the instruction how are they going to do about it and fix it, right? Then point number three, talking about the formations of the contagious or contingent plan dealing with threats. Example, suspected bridging perimeter, suspected package, climate, or possible evacuation, right? Is there the manager, that is his responsibility. Then number four is there to decide when to reoccur these premises after have taken an evacuation, right? If anything happens, the incident manager or the crisis manager or the safety manager is there to inform the people that everything is under control and people should return to their normal operation. Like in terms of disaster, right? They will put a condom in this area that people are not allowed to go to this certain area because this is what they are facing at this particular moment, right? Then point number five, I'm talking about the roles of the manager, the liaising with the police or other emergency service. This simply means that the incident manager or the safety manager or security manager or crisis manager, he should be there to work hand in hand with any police or emergency system, right? Emergency service. Like if, for example, if there is a fire or if there is a bridging of their perimeters, or it depends on which organization. So he is there to solve this problem, to coordinate to the law authority, which one is responsible for their own facility or business place or organization. Then point number six, the goals of the manager, incident manager, crisis manager, is to arrange staff training or communication and the drilling, right? So this simply means that the incident manager or crisis manager or safety manager, his responsibility is to also train people of evacuation procedures, how they can, in case of this thing happen, in case of they hack their technological system, in case of fraud, in case of flood and other things, how are they going to solve this problem? And is going to bring a drill, let's say like a training, physical training, how in case of this thing happen, what are the mechanisms they are going to do, right? Then point number seven, you need to conduct a regular review of the safety and security measures and procedures. Whatever procedures they have put prior to any before an incident occur, he is there to remind staff that these are the procedures, and whatever reviews, whatever amendments they're supposed to make, he is the one going to make the review. He is going to dictate that, okay, we need to make these changes, we need to add this one, we need to remove this one, or there is another, like for example, if everybody staffs, they are coming to a building, right? Instead of counting staffs, everybody should do a fingerprint. That's to get accountability of the staffs, for example. Then I'm going to talk about the manager's first responsibility is the production of the safety and security plan, right? This should be produced in consultation with the emergency service, fully research or regularly update. It should not contain the following, right? The following one, Number one is details of the protective safeties security measure to be implemented and covering the physical information of that personal safety. Right. Number two, the manager should instruction on how to respond to the threat. If there is a threat, how to respond to that threat is there to give instruction. Then instruction on how to respond to suspicious items or suspicious person or breaching of their contracts, right? Then point number four, he should make research plan. The manager is there to make research plan. Let's say like a business is not functioning well or a ministry is not functioning well. The manager is there to look at which mechanism are we going to put in place for this ministry to function accurately. For we to have more view how we can help people, how we can do our marketing, how are we going to be important to people, right? So how our business is going to be important to people. So the manager, this is his own also responsibility. So the incident manager also, he plan and include details of the premises or their business place or organization, then invent a full evacuation, right? Then point number 6, we're talking about business continuity. Business continuity is also the most important thing here, because sometimes in most scenarios, some business facing a bad time and a good time. So the business continuity plan is there to put measures in case of any bad situation. How are we going to face it? How are we going to withstand these circumstances? We can see, for example, during the days of Corona, right? So many people, so many business closed because they don't have the business continuity plan. So the business continuity plan, there should be availability how to operate in an unpleasant situation or a bad situation, how they can able to operate, right? So I stop here, and in my next topic, I'm going to talk about the staffing employment, how they can employ staffs